Was speaking about alternatives, and one of the people who is going to share some information about alternatives is Lisa.
Thank you. So my name is Lisa Hanash. I'm from Montreal, and so I'm currently working as an employee for doctor here as a medical assistant. And so I've firsthand seen a lot of the needs that come through the door. And hey. Okay. So currently that is my profession, but on what I've been doing for many years, over 10 years now, is using art as a means of my own expression and alternative to therapies that are maybe more in the line of paying professionals, but in the way that it's a free resource for people to experience the expression that they see around them, which is creativity, the God-given gifts that are around when we look around in nature, and to absorb them and be able to recreate something that will again bring hope and inspire and ignite the fire that is in each one of us, which is the light of Christ. And I believe that there is something inside of each one of you that has something to carry, that it is important and valuable and unique, and is in part of your DNA to contribute in a global society and also in a local community. And so I'm thankful for the gift that is life and that we are alive. And this is a thing that we want to sustain for as long as it's natural end. And so that is why we have doctors who are in line with the truth of of keeping a dignified life. That I say that word tread lightly on that word, because it's been used to be interpreted as a way of pride, and that pride comes before fall. So I want to remind ourselves that in humility we serve, and to come along and be present with other people in their grief, in their trials, in their suffering, and the torment. Sometimes it literally feels like torment, and it can be exhausting and tiring and burdensome, yet there is hope, there is light, and that is, I believe, in one God, in Christ, who gives us that hope. And so I, as an artist, want to compel those images and visuals to people to see as ways of reminders to keep going, to keep pressing through. And this is something that I am grateful for and want to continue doing alongside friends. And so I'm going to also pass the mic to
So Lisa was talking about the importance of art therapy. There's many things like that: art therapy, music therapy. And Stephanie.
Thank you. My name is Stephanie Colmar. 16 years ago, my husband committed suicide. And I would have imagined that 16 years in advance, this is not where healthcare would be going. In my own grief, so at that time I was left with 2 young daughters to raise by myself. So in my own grief, in my own dark times, struggling with suicidal thoughts, where am I going to go? How am I going to get through this? What does my future look like? I can't imagine in those moments, instead of talk therapy, trauma care, that I would have been met with death as an option, and leaving my children and family in more despair. And so in my 16 years, I've deepened my own learning. I studied trauma therapy with the Crisis and Trauma Center of Alberta. I've learned more about nervous system regulation and somatic care. And then I deepened into massotherapy. And in the last few years, I began working with women who have gone through their own despair, and understanding that when we are in crisis, our prefrontal cortex shuts down. We don't have access to reasoning. And so if you're in a position where you're facing doctors that are pushing euthanasia and you cannot even think for yourself what is the truth of the reality of value of life, well, euthanasia is just a means to eliminate hope. And so my purpose is really to be there to show that on the other side there is hope, and there is love, and there is community, and that is what we're here for today.
Thank you.